What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode number 514 of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast. It's time for another round of the hot tags, where we're going to be breaking down some of the current events and rumors and news and gossip and other things that have happened in the world of pro wrestling the past few days that we feel like talking about. I'm Tony Mango. Robert E. Felice is here.
Whoop, there it is. What's Tony? This is where we are.
Now, okay. To clarify, are you saying whoop, there it is, or woot, there it is?
To clarify, I'm saying whoop, there it is, WHOOP, so there's a third. I'm going to add a third into the mix.
Whoop, there it is. I thought it was whoop. I thought it was WOOP for the longest time.
I always did too. I guess there's an M there, and it's whoop, there it is.
And an H, and sometimes a T.
The important thing is that's what people were saying on Friday nights in the early 90s.
Now, is this like one of those, like, sometimes you use who and sometimes whom?
Yeah.
It's like the proper grammar on this one is whoop on this one. There it is, comma, whoop. People are like, what the hell? I thought I was clicking on a pro wrestling thing. Yeah, you are, because we did a thing that you're going to be hearing a little bit later on in this month, or actually, well, I don't know if you're going to be hearing it on the 31st.
Halloween or November 1st, and hey,
yeah,
fan tracks for Halloween Havoc 1993.
Yeah,
and all the audience cared about saying was "whoop, there it is."
There's that, and then the one woman that's like, oh! You know? Well, Tatonkat, as we started calling her. So we got whoop, there it is, or woot, there it is, or whoop, there it is, or whom, there it is. We got all that on our mind. So we want to know what you have on your mind. Drop a comment below. Tell us your thoughts on all the hot tags we're going to be breaking down here. Tell us how you would spell whoop, there it is, or whatever it might be. And, you know, while you're over there leaving your comments, make sure that you do all the good stuff that you should be doing all the time here. Hit the like button, because that's going to help us out a lot. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you haven't done that already. Go ahead and click on that button. Ring the little notification bell as well. Pass this along with the share button if you want to help us on the monetary side of things. And that is going to be incredibly useful going forward for so many different reasons. There are the Patreon account stuff, like the tier list. The different tiers we have are there, like the Dark Cast and whatnot, the Pick Your Poison tier, and the same things apply to the YouTube members only content. It's literally a copy and paste of the Patreon. It's just if you like YouTube's members only stuff better than Patreon. You got the TeePublic and Redbubble shops where you can pick up merchandise. There's direct donation things if you want to toss something through PayPal or whatever. But another thing is the little thanks button. The more that we get for that kind of stuff, the more we can do stuff going forward. And we are in that, what I have been calling the make it or break it year for a lot of things. And some things are breaking, like my spirit.
Hold on, to be clear, I'm not laughing at the fact that his spirit is breaking. I'm laughing because I get it. Like,
Rob's laughing because he understands a lot of ththings behind the scenes.
Like, I get it. I get it.
There's almost every day at some point it's kind of like, so what's bugging you? Okay, well, what's bugging you? Like, you know, these kind of things. So yeah, it's there's been a lot of, I just realized there's been a lot of things this year that's been a lot of like jokes about how depression and like, you know.
Yeah,
because I mean, if you don't laugh, you're just gonna cry. So
sometimes if you're gonna have tears come out, laughter is better. But let's save some tears, because we're going to be crying when talking about these shows, because some of these booking decisions are awful.
And we're going to talk about titles, people joining different companies, some coaches. We're going to talk about FS1. We're going to talk about a couple different things here. You see the lineup. You know what's up. Yeah. You can scroll down on the description and go, oh, they're going to talk about that stuff. You know? And probably other stuff. I didn't expect that we were going to get into the whoop, there it is stuff, but we are. Why not?
Yeah.
We're going to plug Manscaped later. At some point. It'll pop up.
There it is.
Buy some stuff. We'll talk about it later. You know? So, balls to the wall with whatever these things are. It could have been a good transition there. Balls to the wall. But we're not going to do that. That might upset Lars Sullivan. So we are going to go.
Even better transition later.
It probably will be. So, wow.
Wow, indeed. And you know what, Tony? Wow is back. A lot of people aren't happy.
But yeah, because it's not back in POG form.
No, clearly not. I don't even know if that can save the reputation of Tessa Blanchard at this point. But WoW is back, and then somebody else is back, because we're going to light it up with AJ Lee. AJ Lee is back in professional wrestling.
Very cool. She has not confirmed from what I've seen that she is wrestling, right?
No, she's... Okay, so she'll be doing color commentary for the WoW program, and she'll also be serving as an executive producer.
And Tessa Blanchard, of course, should be wrestling because that's kind of the whole point. And she is cashing in on the whole nuclear thing, trying to get some t-shirts out of that.
People are not happy, and some of the blowback is coming on to AJ. And
really?
Yeah.
Why? What did she do?
Because she's not denouncing Tessa, and this promotion is plugging Tessa.
Sounds like this guilty by association type of thing when she didn't. Come on, people. God. Break it.
I don't even know how to respond to that, so I'm just going to keep going and say, look.
Let's put it out there. I'm not condoning anything that Tessa did. Oh my God. You got to say that because now people would be like, oh, Tony did it. Whatever. Everybody's stupid with everything these days. Look, my favorite color is blue. Doesn't mean I don't like red. Just say.
Fair enough. But
you're getting angry, Tony, today, and it's not even Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that's in about 3 weeks. That should be a lot of fun too.
I'll just be like, why did they do a Hell in a Cell match? Fuck.
Hell in a Cell is usually in October. You see, that's the point.
Right. I'll be like, it's Thursday afternoon. I don't want to do this. Maybe by then we'll have settled on the whoop there it is thing. I don't know. Yeah, also, tell me what you think about the audio quality. I'm messing around with the settings on here. I think I got it in a good spot. I don't know if the mic is too hot or if it's not. It seems like it should be better than what it was.
You sound pretty good, actually. Your anger is coming through more than normal. maybe that's the crystal quality.
I might have to play around with the limiter or something. I don't know how any of these things work. This is why the Patreon and stuff is important, so that I can hire somebody that understands this stuff. So I'm not looking up what a de-esser means and coming across definitions that say the de-esser is for changing settings of de-essing qualities. And you're like, oh, well, that's useful. The fuck? It's AJ Lee and WoW.
And look, here's the thing. Ding. I like that AJ's back in wrestling. Do I like Tessa Blanchard? I think her ceiling has kind of come down on her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she has her own established ceiling now because of what happened, what she said. And, maybe one day she'll come out with a formal apology and start the healing process there. But I'm just glad AJ's back. And I hope people don't continue to take out what Tessa did onto AJ. Because it's just cool to have AJ back. This year brought us AJ and CM Punk. And in like the 24 to 48 hours that she's been back, she's been like tweeting at Ring of Honor Women's Champion Roxy, who was a fan of hers growing up. And she's like, I'm proud of you. And she tweeted Cora Jade, I'm proud of you. She's like, I'm just trying to tweet out anybody that may have been influenced by me so that you can see I'm not playing favorites. I'm proud of all of you. Like, I love that.
That's cool.
This is super cool. AJ's back. CM Punk's back. They're going to be on the CW with that WoW thing. I'm sure that'll be on at like 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It'll be great. It won't start till next year, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Roxy, is that Roxy Laveau?
No, not Roxy Laveau. Her name is Rock, R-O-K -C. She's trained by Booker T. She's like 19 or 20. And she won the Ring of Honor Women's Championship a couple months ago. But yeah, I love it. I'm glad AJ's back. You
Yeah.
can't get me to say a single bad thing about AJ. WoW is another thing entirely. I don't know how these knockoff Glow promotions keep forming, but here we are.
Because, I mean, to a certain extent, obviously, none of them followed the same rules and regulations and everything that Glow had, but like, you know, WoW, Shine, Shimmer, like these like female specific things.
Well, like Shimmer and Shine, well, the name is inspired by Glow. Like WoW is directly like from the same guy who did Glow fucking 30 years ago.
It's 2 letters off. So
yeah. And he's added actually apparently a G and an L make a W somehow. Who knows?
What if he would have tried to do Glow like the same thing, but he's like, nah, this one's Glow.
Oh wow, it's Glow.
So, I laughed at the very least. I don't know.
Be patient with us, folks. It's therapy hour.
Yeah, pretty much is. I should just rename the hot tags just like therapy/event time or something, because it's necessary. So that's happening. That's cool. I like the idea that we're gonna get some AJ Lee back in the mix, even if it's not in like AEW or, you know, WWE, or I would highly doubt that it would be WWE at this point.
By the way, Izzy's gonna be doing some stuff for that promotion on like the interviewing side. So that's
God, everybody's leaving WWE.
Izzy's awesome. Izzy got to interview AJ. AJ told Izzy, "Hey, I can wrestle. I just don't need to." It's like, okay, there you go. Maybe somebody will come along, make her want to wrestle, and AJ Lee can wrestle. I'm all for
it. Moving along with that, we got some WWE Performance Center coaches that have been hired. Allison Danger and Ken Doan, who you might recognize better as Kenny Dykstra.
Or Kenny from the Spirit Squad.
Yeah.
This is cool. Kenny should have been more. All of the Spirit Squad guys should have been more. I'm still waiting for Ziggler to be more.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool. Allison Danger, great name from Shimmer, can definitely help in that Sarah Amato type of role.
I'm not familiar with Allison Danger at all.
I don't think I've ever seen her wrestle.
Yeah.
But I know the name.
I've heard the name. That's the thing. I'm like, Allison Danger. Who is Allison Danger? I've heard that before. And I looked her up a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I've actually seen her wrestle. But Kenny Dykstra, it's cool. Like, I thought that he could have been something more than he was.
Yeah, I remember believing like he was going to be like the biggest thing ever. He was 19 as a tag team champion,
feuding with Ric Flair at like 20, right?
Yeah, imagine that.
So this is gonna be a little bit of a journey, but go with me on this. What do you call it when you support Ken Doan's doppelganger?
Okay, what is it doing?
Condone.
Oh, God.
Madcap Moss would like it. He's got some good jokes.
That's awful.
Give him the belt. Condone.
Yes, I got it. Condone.
Leave all the praise in the comments below.
I got it.
Head up to Patreon. Get me to stop doing these. So that's it's a new Performance Center coaches. Thumbs up. Yeah, not too much more to that. Let's talk about OnlyFans. You know, if you want me to not do those jokes, OnlyFans is not an option when it comes to that. But apparently it's not an option for Chelsea Green either. She was denied twice for her application for OnlyFans.
Well, that's surprising.
I'm curious what they would have denied her for, because that post that she has, she cuts it off at the reasoning why.
Or maybe she'll explain on her podcast and I'll transcribe it. And then we'll know.
If so, stay tuned to Rob posting that on Fightful at some point.
Yeah, stay tuned to Fightful.com, please. Thank you.
But she has said before she wants to post for Playboy. She's talked a lot about her implants. She is, of course, posting things on like Instagram and stuff.
Flat out posted, Kelly walked so I could run. And I'm like, all right, cool. At least you're embracing it, you know? At least you're like, I want to be full diva. And that's okay. There's a place for that. Apparently the place is WWE, where we're back to 3-minute women's matches.
So I think that this is something that, like, look, as a guy, of course, it's like, okay, cool idea, you know, that kind of thing. But I think that this is something that's up her alley. And I don't know why she would be denied OnlyFans. So many people have OnlyFans accounts that are just nobodies. Like just some random people, you know, you go on like an average subreddit and it's like, hey, I've got like recipes for like my grandmother's, I don't know, blintzes. Also, you can subscribe to my OnlyFans. And it's just kind of like, okay, what? She's a popular person. She is somebody who has a fandom. She's a good looking girl. She has pull that can get them money. What could they possibly be denying her for?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, like their terms and stuff. Obviously, I've never tried to apply to make an OnlyFans account.
I mean, you're missing out. That's how you're gonna pay for the wedding.
I would hope so. You know,
you film the honeymoon and then you put it on OnlyFans.
Have a nice honeymoon.
Oh, Beauty to Kill series. Please watch it. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, if you are checking out the Review to a Kill series over on fanboysanonymous.com and you're excited for the No Time to Die review, I've got opinions.
I can't wait.
I'm
the only one that hasn't seen it yet between the three of us, and I'm sad.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting to that, so stay tuned to those discussions. But I don't know, maybe the third time's a charm for her, and this will all get sorted out, and she'll be able to get it, you know, up and running, and then you can subscribe to her and, you know, check out whatever her content is. I don't know what her content's going to be. We'll see.
Because honestly, supporting people is very important.
And you know what I'm a fan of, speaking of OnlyFans? I'm a fan of our sponsors for this episode, Manscaped. Oh, you should know by now, but if you don't know by now, here's a little bit of a reminder, or, you know, the first time you're hearing about it. Manscaped.com/Smark. That's where you're going to want to go. And when you head on over to that website, you start browsing around their products, you're going to want to pick something up because they have some great products there. When you do, and you use that link, manscaped.com/Smark, you get 20% off your order and you get free shipping on no matter what it is on their website. So that means if you want to pick up their performance package, you got the 20% off, you got the free shipping. If you want to pick up some kind of a renewal of a subscription, like you want to get your replacement blades, still same kind of deal. And, you know, with the amount of things that we've picked up from there, and we got some subscriptions that I know some different friends of mine have gotten multiple months now from the very start of our partnership with Manscaped, that they just continue doing this, and they are absolutely loving it. We're loving that they're doing it. We're loving that they're loving it. Manscaped, of course, is loving that. So I think that it's something that if you haven't been, like, maybe you're on the fence about checking something out. If you're on the fence, get off the fence. That's not how you're going to accomplish this goal. If you want to shave yourself, you're going to use these shavers. Don't use the pointy fences. They got the advanced skin safe technology that is going to make it a great, easy experience for you. You're not going to have to deal with any of the problems that you would with some kind of an inferior product. The Weed Whacker, I talk about it all the time. The Weed Whacker is the best nose trimmer that I've got. And I've got 2 different nose trimmers that I don't use anymore, because why would I use it? I got this one. And, I think that Manscaped is something that, you know, we wouldn't be promoting this if we didn't think that it was actually something that you guys should be picking up. You could use it for a lot of different things. Plenty of people have gotten these as gifts. Something else to keep in mind. I'm going to be using it prior to my wedding. That's for sure.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's the right tools for the job. And at the end of the day, especially, Tony, when you're getting married, you gotta make sure you've got the right tool for the job.
I wish I had some kind of a tool pun to go with this, but, you know, we're not talking about the wrestlers back in the day where everybody says, you know, this one's carrying around a pipe and he's the Richard Pipe Man or something. It sounds more like a porn name. Dick Pipe Man.
You got the whole mango tree you're working with.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm saying is make sure you trim the tree.
And I tell you what, if Richard Pipeman was a guy, Richard Pipeman, maybe his name is, if he was in the industry like that, and he had an OnlyFans account as well, he would be using Manscaped 100% for sure, because he would make sure that everything's spick and span, everything's cleaned up nicely. And if you want to start your own OnlyFans account and you want the best tools for the job for that, maybe you want to use the Richard Pipeman name. It's out there now. Go ahead. I'm not copywriting it.
You know what, though? The precision and the skin-safe technology and the way that these Manscaped tools work, it's just like a pipe dream.
I thought you were going to go into the pipe bomb thing now with CM Punk.
Oh, no, we're sticking with pipe dream.
Hey, if we're going to stick with pipe, we need to talk about, the old urban legend. If you trim down below, pipe will look a little bigger.
And you know what? No, that is actually exactly how Manscaped advertises themselves, because they know when you trim down below, the tree suddenly looks a little longer. So trim down that mango tree, use that link of Smark, and let's do this.
Yeah, go to manscaped.com and turn that twig into a redwood.
Keep it.
Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring us. Thank you to anybody who picks up anything from there using manscaped.com/Smark. Remember, 20% off and free shipping on your orders. And I think before we get too deep into this, we need to switch over to some TV talk. So Monday Night Raw was a lot about the draft. We already talked about the draft, so we don't need to go into that. I don't think there was really anything else that we didn't talk about that was really worth talking about from Monday Night Raw that we didn't loop in there.
You know what? Coming right out of Manscaped, we got to talk about Big E teaming with the Big D, Drew McIntyre.
Big E and Big D against Big Bob and DZ. Was that what it was?
And then DZ.
There was a place, I don't know if this is, we got a little bit of an age gap, but this place called Discovery Zone. Yeah. DZ, Discovery Zone. I went there one time that I can remember. And I mostly went there because it was around the time that the Power Rangers movie came out, and they were giving away some kind of like special Power Rangers toy or something or whatever. And it was like, all right, well, why don't we go there? And a bunch of people can have like some, fun day there and also get these Power Ranger things or whatever. I don't even remember the hell they were giving out. But that was a fun little place to go. DZ, Discovery Zone. I think that's how the theme kind of went.
Better than Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese is one of those places that it's like, if you got nothing else, it's good for a little kid. But once you do that once or twice, you're kind of like, all right, well, I don't want to be around these fucking animatronics anymore.
I got a question for you.
What
do you think Tony D'Angelo would think about the Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
Hey, Tony D'Angelo's like, I don't like the pizza. You don't put enough of the mozzarella, the mousse on it.
Yeah, and they got a lot of mousse. What is this marinara? It's like, this isn't cheese, this is stringy goo. It's goo. I don't need the goo. I need Tony D'Angelo needs some DZ. He needs that Discovery Zone.
I don't need the goo. I need the gabagoo.
That's right. You need the gabagoo. And once you get the gabagoo in your stomach, you're going to work it all out at the Discovery Zone. Oh!
So Tony D'Angelo, he made his debut on that NXT episode. He's beating Malik Blade. Good kid, gonna beat him.
Good kid, and he was a good kid. It was a good match, good little match. But Tony D'Angelo, he made his presence felt. He said, "Hey, your lips starting to drool. I'm gonna hit you with the pasta fazool. It's over."
Hit him with the bada bing, a little bit with the bada boom.
A little bit of the bada bing, a little bit of the bada boom. Hey, we're done.
And the crowd had no idea. I guess they are supposed to boo him based off of the way that he was, and they were not fucking doing that. They were not going to play into the... he came off as a babyface to me. Maybe it's just because, I've got that Italian in me, so I'm like, he's not that bad. You know what I mean? But, he wrestled like a heel.
He's supposed to be a heel. That's very clear.
Yeah.
The entire internet
immediately babyface
was just like, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh.
Because he comes out afterward to talk to Lash Legend, and he's like, hey, you should have me on your show, and it's very get hey, if you want your show to get some attention, you got to put Tony D'Angelo on there because I'm the fucking shit and I'm a heel and everybody's already cheering me. Like, this immediately plans change. You got to go babyface with the guy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was babyface from the start, and then they're working him like a heel, and he's against. I mean, when Malik Blade comes out, Blade has not gotten a chance to really do much yet, but he is very clearly a babyface enhancement talent.
Babyface, yeah.
So he comes out, and it's just kind of like, hey, I'm Malik Blade, I'm gonna lose, but like I hope you guys enjoy me, like that kind of deal. And then Tony D'Angelo comes out, and I'm like, all right, well, he hasn't done anything yet that's kind of like, bad or whatever, but it's kind of weird that they put him up against a clear-cut babyface. He starts wrestling like a heel, and I'm like, huh. All right, well, I wonder if he's going to get the crowd to turn against him. Nope.
Look, I grew up very much around, it's fun. It's fun. And Tony D'Angelo, he might mean to be a heel, but now he's over as a meme. Yeah. And I said it with Rusev Day 3 years ago. You guys never gave him that credit for this. I said Rusev is over as a meme, and Tony D'Angelo right now is over as a meme. They're gonna want clips of him eating gabagool. Okay, that's honest to God. Remember when Jericho was just like, we got some cheese here, we got a little bit of the. They just want to see him do that with gabagool. Yeah, and then we're fine. Then we're sold. Million TikToks, million Instagram hits. That's all people want.
I want to see a tag team where Tony D'Angelo and Cameron Grimes are having some segments. I want those two to like pair up in something. I don't even know what.
And he's like, hey, Tony, now that I got all this money, Cameron Grimes is gonna take you to the best Italian place there is. Show up at a fucking Olive Garden.
They show up at Olive Garden. Exactly. And you know who you bring in?
Fucking Virgil. And they got the meat sauce.
There you go. It's perfect because of Virgil. The whole Ted DiBiase connection.
And then Tony's just like, what is this? This isn't Italian. This is garbage. And he's like, no, it's great. It's authentic Italian. Look at this. They got spaghetti and meatballs. Like,
it's all you awesome. Can eat,
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Oh my God.
They have to do this.
And then it's like, even though Tony D'Angelo hates it, he walks away disgusted, but still takes the breadsticks.
Oh, yeah, because breadsticks are good.
The fucking breadsticks are great.
Chicken gnocchi soup, get it. So the trick with Olive Garden is you go there, you order some kind of pasta meal, like a normal pasta meal, maybe like the scampi or whatever the hell, I don't know. Don't get the Alfredo. I don't think it's this good.
Chicken and shrimp carbonara, I found, is the only thing I will order there. And it's very, very good.
The smoked mozzarella chicken thing, that's what I had gotten quite a bit. But like, you order that, right? And then you order the chicken gnocchi soup. And you keep eating the soup. So you go there on a day when you want to eat soup. That's the trick. And you eat the soup, and you eat the breadsticks, and you just keep eating it. Because they keep giving it to you. And then you order one more thing of soup than you know that you're going to want to eat. And then you pick at your pasta a little bit or whatever, and you ask them to bring home all of it. So you get a full thing of soup, and you get almost a full thing of the pasta. That's the Olive Garden trick right there. And for $20 or whatever it might be, you get two full meals.
And you really can't beat that. Like, look, it's not the best, obviously, because obviously your local Italian restaurant is going to do it better. But it's pretty good for the prices. Yeah. And that's what we're needing Tony D'Angelo to do.
And I will put it out there, Olive Garden. We have just given you a lot of plugs here. If you want to sponsor us, I will still say you got some good stuff, because you do have some good stuff. Just don't do that one tortellini that they did recently, a couple of years ago at this point. I don't know. I went with Caroline one time and got some brand new tortellini thing. It was awful. They overcooked the hell out of it. Don't do that. That sucks. And don't do the thing you did before where you didn't give me the Alfredo sauce and the thing I took home. Give me a dry thing of pasta. And you open up my bag afterward and I'm like, I have no Alfredo sauce. What the hell? Yeah.
Listen, Olive Garden chicken and shrimp carbonara. You want to just sponsor us? I'll eat that every day. Okay. You want to pair up some gabagool, maybe some nice provolone. I'm with it.
You want us to sponsor this? We can throw every Tony D'Angelo segment into an ad for Olive Garden, and then start getting the video content on there, and it's like, you know, us eating that kind of stuff. I don't know.
So that's the bulk of what I have to say about NXT.
There are some other things on NXT. We got Mandy Rose beat Ember Moon, LA Knight beat Aussie Jones. We get to a point where Cameron Grimes is looking for love in all the wrong places. And he ends up finding Pete Dunne more than anybody else who beats him. Two good-looking girls backstage who I had to add in my list of supporting characters for the year.
They're from Flatbacks, the Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears school.
Huh. There you go. Shout out to them. I don't know their names. Shout out to the school too. Hey, if you want to plug us and you want, just gotta give them a plug.
Sean Spears, I will willingly plug Flatbacks. They're great.
There you go. And if you want to send us Olive Garden,
I would love some chicken and carbonara.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting a little hungry here. We had a little bit of stuff with Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. The story for this was, hey, you know how we keep helping each other out? Well, we're going to keep helping each other out. And Von Wagner was like, I'm the only guy who's got your back. They're going to have a tag team match next week against Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne.
Swerve.
Swerve was also a part of this. He is going to defend and lose the North American Championship to Santos Escobar.
Remember on Wednesday when you were like, well, who's going to beat him? And Calvin and I were like, well, duh, Santos Escobar.
Yeah, I mean, he was the most obvious choice, but it was just sort of like, well, I don't know, can you announce it? That kind of deal. And they did. So, you know, there you go.
Look, I like Hit Row. I hope they don't fuck them up because they're fantastic. I like the act.
I like that Halloween Havoc is coming back. By the way, that shouldn't take that as I don't like Hit Row. I'm not deflecting that. Somebody would be like, oh, you don't like Hit Row? Yeah, I like Hit Row. But I also just wanted to transition.
You know what I like? Crowning a Steiner champion.
I like crowning a Steiner champion. I don't necessarily like crowning a Breaker.
A Breaker, a Steiner, a Rex Steiner, maybe a Rex Steiner. I don't know.
But yeah, it's Ciampa came out, said that is happening on October 26th, that episode of NXT. And Braun Breaker came out, challenged him, and they had a good line here where he had said, you know, like, you're good and whatever like that, but hey, that's coming up in 3 weeks, so you've got 3 weeks to go from an intern to a PhD. Like, I like that. That's cool.
And I like you know, for you, this is a stepping stone for bigger and better things. For me, this is the bigger and better thing.
Yeah.
I like that. These two guys are creating gold. And I mean this. Just hot shot Braun Breaker. He's so good. He's so natural.
I don't think that Breaker is winning the title here.
He should, though. I don't think he is, but he should.
I'd be okay if he won it. Yeah. I'd be totally okay with it.
It's a completely new NXT. I love Ciampa. I love O'Reilly. But it's a completely new NXT. Braun Breaker is the guy who should carry the flag. Quite frankly, at this point, if Ciampa and Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly are going to stick around, move up to the main roster, because this is a completely new world.
A whole new world.
A brand new place for NXT.
So the talk about the honeymoon was basically Persia and Indy talking about how Loomis is packing 9 inches. Now, I bet he used Manscaped, and
and there's the redwood.
Yeah, that could have been a good transition. We could have moved this into that instead of doing the other one. But, you know, we already talked about it. But yeah, manscaped.com/Smark. We already talked to you about that. He's got the redwood going on. And she was talking about how she wore him out. They used, what was it, like 2 packs of condoms or something? That was the way to explain his absence. And then that led, out of all places, it led to them opening up a room, opening up the door to a room where it was all covered in smoke, and Tian Sha was there, and Mei Ying and Boa's just like, hey, get out. And it's like, okay. And then that led to a match where Indy Hartwell beats Mei Ying.
Oh, yeah, Tian Sha's dead on arrival, though.
It's dead. Like, Boa's lost more matches, I think, than he's won. Mei Ying has lost all her mystique. Xia Li's on the main roster now. Shawn Michaels, man, he was super into this.
He was so for it. That's all right. Like, they're just going a different direction with NXT. Everybody will survive because they're all good enough too. But man, that just sucks. We'll never find out.
Because Ciampa's entrance says literally no one will survive.
Yeah, but that's the old NXT. He's gonna have a new team by Hell in Havoc that says everyone will survive.
That sounds very much up to Joe Gacy, who might be in that match next week or the 26th.
It's a safe space, Tony.
If Joe Gacy wins his match next week against Tommaso Ciampa, Gacy gets in the NXT Championship match, which it might happen so that they give somebody to pin instead of Breaker gets pinned or whatever. He beat Ikemen Jiro, so they're giving him at least a little bit of a push, and maybe, but he would be there to lose. Certainly not winning the championship, that's for sure.
Let's talk about Parker Boudreaux having a shaved head, looking very weird.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a cross between old school Baron Corbin, but with the shaved head, and somebody that should be an American History X.
Very good reference.
Good movie. But he's just Harland. He's not Gunner. Yeah, he's not Gunner anymore. It's just Harland.
That's awful.
Yeah. So this guy's gonna, over the course of a little bit of time, he and Joe Gacy, I'm assuming, are going to be a couple, or a tag team, not a couple. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know where this direction's going, but yeah, why not both? But Harland is like, he's gonna be like the heavy, and then there we are again with the let's make sure that somebody's got a diesel.
Fucking heavy.
Yeah.
What is that?
Tropes, man. They just they're cycling around here all over the place.
It's literally like, let's just run a single trope on all of our programming. You know how, like, in the 80s, how all the sitcoms were literally just like the same show, just the place where the hug where everything was solved would come in at a different point depending on the show.
And you've got even like the same stamped out family unit and everything, so it's got
and it's like the same guy doing the theme song.
Yeah, like the Perfect Strangers type theme and Family Matters. Days go by,
which sounds exactly like Whatever Happened.
Right? Yeah. Good songs. Good shows for the most part. I wouldn't watch them nowadays, but I guess the big difference maker is out of like not many of the other ones had Urkel on them. I do that.
Yeah, you can't say Urkel and not say.
Yeah, you have to. Now Stefan Urkel, he was the man.
Yeah, that's a bit of a leap.
Yeah, give him the belt.
It's like that's like going from NXT to NXT 2.0. It's like, I don't think you need to do this.
Duke Hudson has a character now. He is a professional poker player.
But have you played Knifey Spoony before?
If he has, I haven't seen it, but it looks like he's just doing this kind of a thing, which, I mean, we've kind of seen this over the past couple of weeks. Now, at this point, the fact that Duke Hudson has transitioned from I'm just Duke Hudson to also, I guess I'm a poker player. There was 100% an edict of you need to be a character. It has to be. Joe Gacy, he switched from guy to this kind of thing. Like,
which on the one hand, not bad, but you can't start forcing things like, hey, I'm Tony D'Angeli. It just so happens people like doing the thing where they, talk like that.
Or at least we do.
A lot of people do. That dude is over as fuck on the internet.
I mean, to be fair, also, not everybody's a character. Like, Von Wagner is not a character. And Braun Breaker is not a character right now. And Odyssey Jones isn't a character.
Braun Breaker's character is, I'm Steiner, we can't talk about it.
I'm a Steiner, give me the belt. That kind of deal. Maybe one of his catchphrases is going to be, he'll be like, I picked this up from my uncle, yada yada, problematic.
They're gonna make it a triple threat just to go. They say all men are good and equal. It's just what's gonna happen. They're gonna go right there.
He'll be like, I'm not a patient man. I don't have 3 weeks to go from an intern to a PhD, but I've got a PhD in math. What else we had going on here? We got some spotlight on Cora Jade. Now, she had popped up before. She's wrestled multiple times on 205 Live and on NXT, but apparently this was the first episode that she was on. Did you know that? That the other ones didn't exist? And,
yes, it was the start of the generation of Jade.
Stop remembering that things in the past were things in the past, It bugs me to no end. It's one of those stupid things where it's just like, yeah, we've seen her. Like, she teamed up with Gigi Dolan a bunch of times, and she wrestled other matches, and you're like, hey, she debuts. No, she doesn't. A debut is when you first pop up. Now, you can technically have, like, a debut of a brand new character, Bray Wyatt being a different character than Husky Harris, but it's Cora Jade. She's just still Cora Jade. You can't debut her again. But she had a good spot, though. I mean, she was going to face Virginia Ferry, who got attacked by Frankie Monet, and then Cora Jade beat Frankie Monet.
Yeah, it would mean more. It means something because we know who Frankie is, but it would mean more if they, treated Frankie better on the onset.
I am kind of wondering where she goes now because she didn't win that title, and now she's losing to Cora Jade. So, what's the game plan? But I like to, or a little bit of a look at a little bit more confidence boost Cora Jade and more of a spotlight. She's like fucking 19 or something right now, so she's got plenty of time to hone her skills. Very reminiscent of like a cross between like an AJ Lee, and I saw a lot of people going like, oh, there's going to be Darby Allin for NXT, kind of Cora Jade with the skateboard. She's going to end up getting a lot of fans.
Like if people, only one guy can have a skateboard.
Tony Hawk?
And it's Johnny Ace.
Indy, Tony, who else we got? Raquel started talking some crap on Mandy Rose. They came out, they cut out this big promo. That we're not Toxic Attraction, we're the Attraction, etc., etc. We're gonna, I'm assuming, get some kind of a 6-woman tag down the line. Raquel, Io, and Zoe against Toxic Attraction.
Yeah, and they should do the winner take all.
I would love that.
Heels actually win it.
I'd absolutely love that, and then I'd love them to just take Raquel and Io and bump them up to the main roster. I know it's post-draft, but you know what? Do it.
I agree.
Do it. I'm waiting, WWE. Do it.
Do it.
By the end of this episode, you better have done it. And then our tag team match turned into a Fatal 4-Way, which then turned into a Fatal 4-Way elimination match, where MSK retained over Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were the first eliminated. Then the Grizzled Young Veterans were eliminated. And then Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. And then, of course, Imperium attacked MSK. So Imperium still in tag team hunt. Probably going to be the next champions, I'm assuming.
Yep.
It would make sense.
Well, Walter's got to come around.
So we've got that for that. On NXT UK, they did some tapings, which you can find some spoilers up on the website if you want to check that out to find out what happens with some of the future stuff that's happening. Like, for instance,
some tapings.
Yeah, they did.
When?
The 6th and the 7th.
Huh. Okay.
So Noam Dar is going to face Tyler Bate for the Heritage Cup, and we know who wins. And I won't spoil it, but you can go to the website and you can find out who wins. And we get some stuff about future challengers for other championships and everything. And, this episode of NXT UK wasn't really, that much going on. It's basically Blair Davenport's reinstated and the Heritage Cup #1 contenders kind of thing. A-Kid against Dragunov, etc. Nothing really going on for me to talk about.
Spread into the name. Yeah, it was a fun episode.
Which name? Jeanette? Or...
No. There you go.
brand new person on this podcast, like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? They're all over the place here. And then they didn't even say Dragunov's name. He just said,
They wouldn't have even known you were trying to say Dragunov.
Right, yeah.
It was just...
So why did he yawn instead of saying Dragunov? Not a yawn. That's how they say it. So let's talk about some AEW stuff. We got on Dynamite. The Super Elite beat Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, and Jurassic Express. We got Bobby Fish popping up, losing his shot at the TNT Championship to Sammy Guevara.
Doesn't matter because they hired him, and next Wednesday he's fighting Bryan.
Yeah. That fast, right?
Bryan Danielson and Bobby Fish were capable of having a match in WWE since April of 2018. And they're doing it in AEW within a week of Fish showing up.
It's crazy how the momentum has continually just switched over to AEW. Like, you would think the way that this past year had happened, that, like, all right, WWE is going to take a little bit of a hit from AEW, and then they're going to find out what they need to do to kind of counterbalance things, and then they're going to, like, 50-50 kind of booking back and forth. It's like the pandemic happened, and WWE just gave up.
Yeah.
Like, I think even look at, like, the way that we've talked about this before, but, like, look at the way that, like, they were doing shows. WWE is in a dark, empty performance center, and AEW has Daily's Place. AEW shows were so much better to watch.
I think that they really believed that nobody's ever going to catch up to us. And then suddenly it's like, and there's CM Punk, and there's Bryan Danielson, and oh shit, maybe they're starting to catch up from, like, a legitimacy perspective. The ratings are always going to be a bit of a chase. But
tortoise in the hair.
Foley, yeah, like Mick Foley said, you know, if I was a young guy, I'd probably go to AEW. What does that say?
Right. So they got, like, Bobby Fish now. And yeah, Bobby Fish isn't going to be, like, the game changer that suddenly they start getting, 7 million more people are watching the show. But hey, it'll get some interesting matches going on. I've wanted to see Daniel Bryan against Bobby Fish. It's not going to be the main event of a pay-per-view, but it's going to be a good match. And hey, I would much rather watch a TV show where I can say, that's going to be a good match that I haven't seen before, than to watch a TV show where it goes, all right, that again?
Yeah, and I said this on the Fightful podcast. I think Fish should be signed. And I think if Kyle comes up, sign Kyle. If Roddy comes up, sign Roddy. Undisputed Era was the act of NXT. You have to sign them, even if it's just as a flex.
Jenny Flex or...
Jenny Flex is not bad. But no, not Jenny Flex.
Now other people are like, who the hell's Jenny Flex? Is that a wrestler? A View to a Kill. There you go. Check it out. Fuego tried to help out Sammy after this post-match kind of scenario. Men of the Year attacked, and we got some more stuff kind of going on between them. We got Tony Schiavone coming out here, and he and Aubry Edwards unveiled the AEW TBS Championship for the women's division. Doesn't look all that bad. We were talking about that. That's probably what it was going to look at, what it's going to look like. And it's certainly not my favorite belt ever, but if you're going to slap that TBS logo on there, this is probably the best way that you could have done it.
Yep. And I like it just because it puts them on equal footing with the men. And that means good news for the women.
I hope that the championship gets balanced out well. I still don't like the idea. It's like TNT and the TBS championships, but they're going to do their thing. And the winner is going to be crowned on January 5th after a series of, some different tournament matches and everything. We don't know exactly who's going to be in the tournament, what the bracket's going to look like. None of that's been released yet. But who are you thinking is going to be the first?
Just Jade Cargill.
Huh.
She said TBS stands for that bitch show, and I said, you know what? Give her the belt.
I'm leaning towards a babyface. But they've got Thunder Rosa, who I think is going to be the one that beats Britt Baker. So I don't think that she should win that. They could go Statlander. They could go Taikon Shea. They could go Sheeta. But Sheeta's doing a little bit of a thing right now where she failed to win her 50th match, and Serena Deeb is now turned heel. So there goes Serena Deeb as far as like a babyface option. I thought that could have been a possibility.
Yeah, and I like it.
They also could just sign somebody new in the meantime. I don't know who they have in the pipeline. A lot of pipe talk on this episode. Yeah, Pipeman.
You don't know who they're going to sign. The Iconics are still floating around. You never know who will be made available randomly.
They could go with Hogan.
They could wake up tomorrow and just decide, buy, Rhea. And, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't mean that like, oh, okay, screw her. I mean, like, you just
no, the way that WWE's been, they really could. We just wake up tomorrow and it's just kind of like, oh god damn it, they just eliminated SmackDown.
Yeah, like, it's now WWE Wrestling Challenge again. Well, why? Because it is.
It's WWE Raw Blue. And they're like, well, we liked WrestleMania Backlash to try to get the WrestleMania name. Monday Night Raw is the A show. So if this is Raw Blue, then it's
Friday Night Raw.
Friday Night Raw. I wonder if they were ever tempted to do that. To have it like Monday Night Raw, Wednesday Night Raw, that kind of thing. I wonder if they would have been tempted to do that in the past.
That would be so silly. I hope not.
I hope not too. It didn't happen, thankfully, but we did get Shotgun Saturday Night. I liked Sunday Night Heat. That was a good name. Heat.
I like the idea, the concept of Shotgun ain't bad. It just fizzled out quickly.
A little weird for my taste. Recording it in that weird spot and everything. Anyway, you got QT Marshall stuff. You got Dark Order stuff. You got Dante Martin getting punked out by Malachi Black.
Speaking of punked out, let's talk about Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson shows up to Cody Rhodes' house, starts a fire.
As one does.
As one does. And Cody just like the guy in the sitcom, Arn, what are you doing here?
And Arn pulls out his gun and he's like, throw your suit in there, I'll shoot you.
well, Cody goes out. He's burning Cody's suit jacket, and Cody goes outside and goes, what are you gonna do, shoot me? And he's like, yeah, well, everything's great, why don't you just paint a star in your face, you're doing great, kid. and Cody's like, okay, please, like, you don't have to burn my tie, please. And Arn just slaps him like just straight up right across the face. And so Cody burns his tie, but the story here is that Arn Anderson's fucking done with Cody Rhodes and his bullshit.
Not bad.
Love
it. Darby Allin got attacked by the Pinnacle backstage, but wearing a bunch of masks.
Yeah, it wasn't the Pinnacle. What are you talking about? They were the masked man.
Yeah, they were the Conquistadors, right?
Yes, the Conquistadors of North Carolina, Canada, and Long Island, respectively.
North Carolina. Just
North Carolina.
I love that little gag. Then we got Lio Rush delivering a promo because he's going to be another one of the Matt Hardy types, you know?
Why did you do that?
Because that's what I'm a little bit of a Lio Rush impression going on. That's how I talk sometimes. Lashley, I'm Lio Rush.
He does sound like he's going to be one of the Mount Rushmore. One of the Mount Hardy types.
One of the Mount Hardy types. Who would be on Mount Hardy? Now we got to figure it out. The Mount Rushmore of Hardy.
It's
Matt and Jeff. Who are the other two?
Willow and Broken Bat.
Willow, or would you go Helms and Moore?
Oh, if I had to pick two other names, I'd probably go Helms and Cameron Grimes.
Or would you go Rebby and Senior Benjamin? Or
Senior Benjamin is really good. And King Maxwell. So Matt Hardy would actually be hard to kind of build.
Mount Hardy. It's a weird episode. I love it. I want to know if you guys like when we start just going, fuck it, we'll just record whatever we decide. Or if you're like, guys, I really wish that you would sit down and analyze pro wrestling.
I guarantee you Cal's going to be like, what are you guys doing?
Cal's going to be like, I can't wait until Tony's not doing the hot tags for a couple weeks and we can start having some legitimate discussion. When it's me and
Callum and it's at 3 p.m., you'll probably get some, what do you think about this? Oh, I think this is great. Okay. God. But it's 1 a.m. and, we got an event.
It's 1 a.m.?
1 a.m.
When the hell did that happen?
After 12:59 p.m. a.m.
Probably happened after we did some of the stuff and had to re-record some of the things earlier.
That too.
We got a little bit too heavy talking about certain plugs. So then we had Casino Ladder match, and the Joker for that was Mark Hamill. So he came out. He's the best Joker. And
all right, and he took a lightsaber, right? Because he's Mark Hamill, so he just can.
So you don't fuck with the Jedi Masters, and
he's now gonna fight Kenny Omega for the world title.
So out of the whole thing, Moxley, Pac, Andrade, Lance Archer, Orange Cassidy, Matt Hardy, not Mount Hardy, and the Joker, who was Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page, of course, wins. He has won a future AEW World Championship match, and they also are going to do an eliminator tournament to determine who fights Kenny Omega at Full Gear, which I thought he was going to do that. So I'm kind of confused.
Well, I told you. Well, I didn't tell you, actually. I said it on the Wednesday night podcast with Sean Rossap and Alex Pulaski. They don't need to do this match on pay-per-view. They've been doing great matches on TV, and I knew that this could be one of them. The special thing here is that you can literally hotshot an MJF Hangman Page title match and get the belt on MJF by Full Gear if you do this right.
You mean by next year?
No, by Full Gear.
You're thinking Page beats Omega and already loses it to MJF?
Not every reign needs to be 6 months.
I mean, that would be 3 weeks?
For Page, the money's in the chase. And wouldn't that make MJF that much more of a prick if he just took it all away from everybody?
I would think that you'd have to at least wait until Revolution.
Maybe if we were intent on, blocking these things out by pay-per-view. But this is also a great opportunity they have to get somebody new in there.
I don't think that Page... I mean, if they're going to go with this idea of we need to crown a new number one contender, and you were going to ignore Page winning this title shot, and we're going to ignore the rankings, and we need to do a tournament for it, then it's just a matter of we want to get give somebody to Kenny Omega that he can beat at Full Gear. I think that's just what they're going with.
I don't think they're gonna. It'll be interesting, but I think that we get the Hangman Page match pretty quickly.
I'm thinking Bryanson. Really, Bryanson? Bryan Danielson.
And now
Daniel
here's
Bryan.
Brandon Wilson with the weather.
You know what? He might be Bryanson in the future for me. I might just kind of say, it's easier. Just like how it's so hard to say Shotzi and Knox. And I'm actually kind of glad that they split them up because Shox and Nazi just became too easy to roll off the tongue, and it shouldn't be.
No, it should never be easy to roll off the tongue.
Shock some Nazi, like that kind of thing. I think it's going to be Bryan Danielson winning this tournament and getting a shot.
I'm with it.
We got for Rampage, CM Punk had beaten Daniel Garcia. He didn't end up buying some cheesesteaks nor cheesecakes for the crowd. He wrestled instead.
All right, what's your favorite cheesecake? Let's just go here. Let's just.
So I'm actually kind of just traditional cheesecake.
All right, that's the correct answer.
You know, there are really good cheesecakes out there that are different. You know, you could get like some kind of like chocolate peanut butter cheesecake, or you could get some, you know, this caramel drizzle or whatever. But just give me some straight up cheesecake.
I love chocolate anything. I love peanut butter anything. But you give me some straight up cheesecake, because that's where it's at.
Now you gonna pick cheesecake over cheesesteak?
Depends on the mood. Depends on the time of day.
Actually, have you ever had a Philly cheesesteak?
I've never had a Philly cheesesteak, but I've had many cheesesteaks, and they're all delicious.
I've not done like the cheesesteak tour, but Tony Luke's, man, it's good.
I'm still waiting for you to go to Junior's Cheesecake.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gotta happen. My God, cheesecake is delicious. But back to wrestling.
Screw that. Back to cheesesteaks.
all right. So, what do we get on the cheesesteak?
A little snack talk on this one. So I am look, the Tony Luke's. It's the one that I keep going to. That's you know, if anyone wants to say that, I haven't tried Geno's and Pat's and all the other ones. I do want to do like a tour one time. I did go to a cheesesteak festival one time, where it was literally like try a bunch of cheesesteaks from a bunch of places, and there was one, I don't remember the name of it, but they had like a prime rib with mushrooms and spinach, and I forget which type of cheese, and that was so fucking good. But my cheesesteak, you give me Tony Luke's regular cheesesteak, give me the slices, not the chopped up meat. Like the slices better. You go cheese whiz, so it's wit onions, if you want to do that, and some mushrooms, onions, cheese whiz, sliced.
I am all for that, dude. That sounds freaking delicious.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like, you know, guys, food is good.
Very first time I got Tony Luke's, we went to Philly to get them, came back to Jersey, and by the time, and we're talking 15 minutes, by the time we got back, the wrappers were see-through from the grease.
Oh,
and I was like, this is going to be so good. This is just, and it is. It really is. I want them so bad now. I want that and some cheesecake and maybe some Olive Garden. And I want you to pick up something on manscaped.com/Smark.
And you know, maybe like just as a snack, we get some gabagool, like for real. Like you get some hot capicola, you know, like just with some nice cheese to pair it with. You can't go wrong with these things.
Jade Cargill beat Sky Blue. Ricky Starks retained the FTW Championship in a Philly street fight. No, with no cheesesteaks being thrown.
Yeah, no cheesesteaks, no cheesecakes, just a street fight.
And that's the AEW stuff.
Yeah. Rampage was fun. I love watching CM Punk wrestle. I love watching Ricky Starks wrestle. I think he's great. And yeah, good things are good.
So then everyone,
they're going to go head-to-head with SmackDown next week.
Yeah, SmackDown is going to be a 2.5-hour supersize SmackDown on FS1. And the only thing that they've announced for it is Sasha versus Becky, which, look, they are, and what?
And Brock Lesnar appearing.
Yeah, that's just like, Brock will be there to do what, because, like, I don't want to not post these kind of things, but at the same time, I hate posting them because they're so worthless. I hate when I have to do TV coverage and it's like, okay, for like a half an hour, it's basically, they reminded you that this thing is happening in the future. It happened tonight with like Seth talks to Kayla and they just set up that later on he's going to talk again about Edge and Edge is going to come out. That's how we end the episode is Edge says he wants to compete inside Hell in a Cell against Seth Rollins. It's not confirmed yet for Crown Jewel, but it's pretty much going to be.
Crown Jewel. I just wrote up the post on Fightful.
Oh, they just did that like while we've been recording?
It's confirmed now, yes.
There you go. Then it is confirmed for Crown Jewel.
So Crown Jewel's card right now is Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Big E, Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, and Edge and Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell.
And there are some other matches that are kind of, I mean, we know that the tournament finals are happening there.
And the King of the Ring tournament finals, yes.
Queen's Crown too, right?
And that's right, and the Queen's Crown.
Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches. Probably going to be it. Maybe not, great. I don't know.
Honestly, we could say what we want about the Saudi cards. They're typically genuinely like, well, if there's ever a chance something happens, you got the card for it.
Do you think that this will exceed or surpass
this year's WrestleMania? Yes.
So we know that that's happening. I still think that Mansoor is going to get a match. It's kind of weird if they don't end up giving him something. So we'll probably get one more match announced, and it'll probably be a Mansoor thing. But other stuff on NXT or on SmackDown, not on NXT. That King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournament, the round 1 stuff started. We know what the brackets are as well. And the way that this played out, Sami Zayn beat Rey Mysterio. Zelina Vega beat Toni Storm.
How long was the match, Tony?
Ooh, couldn't have been that long. 2 minutes?
I believe that the first match was about a minute long and the second match was 2 minutes.
Not long at all, that's for sure.
I'm going to see if I can find one of the dates. Like if... yeah, okay. Zelina Vega defeats Toni Storm in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And Carmella defeats Liv Morgan. Carmella defeats Liv Morgan, by the way, in 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Do you know how long the Mysterio and Zayn match was?
The Mysterio and Zayn match was 7 minutes and 58 seconds. And the Finn Balor Cesaro match is the longest match of the night at only 11 minutes and 25 seconds. Now, I am of two schools of thought here. Let's take the men first. Educating the audience that not every match needs to be 25 minutes is a great, great thing. However, let's go to the women. Educating the audience that the women's matches need to only go 2 minutes long. No, man, that seems really bad.
Kind of going backwards. So the King of the Ring bracket is now Sami Zayn will face Finn Balor, and Sami Zayn will lose to Finn Balor 100%. Because
Sami Zayn cannot travel to Saudi Arabia.
He can't go to Saudi. Yeah. So that ain't happening. Finn Balor is in the finals against either one of these 4. Kofi Kingston, Jinder Mahal, and then whoever wins that match is going to face either Xavier Woods or Ricochet, which basically means if they know what they're doing, it's Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods.
So here's my fantasy booking scenario for this one. Woods gets by Ricochet because Ricochet can't even beat Reggie at this point. If you have him beat Woods, you're cruel. Then Kofi gets by Jinder, even though Jinder might make sense for our King of the Ring. This is all about Woods. So Kofi gets by Jinder, and as a result,
Kofi against Woods.
And Kofi goes, nah, man, you earned my WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 2 years ago. Let me give you this. Let me lay down for you. And Woods goes, no, I need to beat you because I need to know that I'm legitimately good enough to be King of the Ring. You are good. Smack. Let's fight. All right, then fine, we're going to fight.
I'd be cool with that.
Woods gets by Kofi. It's Woods, Finn Balor. And I see Finn Balor. I see whoever. I told you earlier tonight, I said whoever wins the Balor-Cesaro match, I see them going to the finals and I see them winning it. I don't see them giving it to Woods.
WWE does not like giving us good things. And to be fair, King Cesaro, King Sami Zayn, which is not going to happen because it's in Saudi, King Rey Mysterio. I mean, his name is Rey Mysterio. He's literally One good thing about this, I'll give them credit for. Sami Zayn would be an interesting choice. Kofi Kingston, of course, he's talked before about he can't be King Kofi Kingston because that'd be KKK. So you can't go King Karrion Kross either.
I tweeted that. I got some traction.
But King Rey Mysterio is a name that makes sense. King Cesaro, he would be cool with that. Not going to happen. The Prince and the Demon King. Okay.
That's why I think it is Demon King.
Ricochet. King Ricochet. Jinder Mahal. Yeah. Modern day Maharaja. That kind of makes sense. Xavier Woods, of course.
Sir Shanky, by the way.
Sir Shanky. It needs to be Woods against Balor. Rather than obviously like Ricochet wins and whatever. If it's Ricochet against Finn Balor, like that'll be a hell of a match. And either one of them could be a good King of the Ring. But I'll be disappointed if anybody but Xavier Woods wins this. Because it's like, the guy wants it so badly. And you're not going to give him the WWE Championship and the Intercontinental Championship and whatever and just start running through the gauntlet of titles. Give Woods the fucking King of the Ring. Like, come on. Just do it. Finn Balor doesn't need it.
I agree.
So I'll be, despite the fact that I would be happy under normal circumstances if we had King Ricochet or King Finn Balor, or to even a certain extent King Jinder Mahal. If it's going to happen here and Xavier Woods loses, I'm going to be disappointed.
Sir Shanky, I'm just saying. It's not a bad idea.
If they go with King Woods, what do they call Kofi?
Well, it can't be Night Kofi. What defends is the Knight the main defender for the King and Queen on a chessboard? I haven't played chess in a while.
I have never played chess.
All right, never mind. Kofi, I don't know. You know what I was thinking?
Would it be Bishop or Rook?
It could be. I doubt it's a Rook. I was thinking, they got Mace. Now follow me here. They got Mace on SmackDown. We know that Woods and Kofi are on SmackDown. Mace is super big into the live action roleplay. Why wouldn't you just make Mace like one of Woods' knights and just be like, fuck it, you're nerds, you play D&D, go be nerds on TV. Go do it. Like, that's better than what they've been doing with Mace. Go give Mace something to do.
I'm thinking, like, what if they did something with, like, Kofi Kingston? Like, I don't know.
Like if Kofi were to win King of the Ring, he'd just be Kingston. Just like all caps King.
Kingston.
Yeah, just like all caps Kingston.
I'm 100% rooting for Xavier Woods. We will see how this plays out on Monday Night Raw because, we got to do Kofi against Jinder and Woods against Ricochet, but, that's something to take into account. Also, the Queen's Crown tournament, the way that the bracket is, Zelina Vega had beaten Toni Storm, as we said. Liv Morgan lost to Carmella, so we're getting Zelina Vega versus Carmella. Kind of curious.
Zelina Vega is my number 3. Carmella, I think, is winning this tournament.
Well, whoever those two, whichever one wins, is going to be up against the winner of these 4. We got Doudrop against Natalya and Dana Brooke against Shayna Baszler. So it kind of means we're getting Shayna Baszler at the very least.
Against Doudrop because they're building up that match anyway.
Right. Now, I will say this, though.
Natty, Queen of Hearts.
Natty is Queen of Hearts. Shayna Baszler is Queen of Spades. So you get Queen of Hearts, Queen of Spades, Carmella, Zelina Vega. All 4 of them could be queen.
And it's believable.
Yep. I will say my prediction currently, despite the fact that it doesn't seem like it makes as much sense, I think Natalya's winning.
You think everything?
Yep. I think that they're going to go with the Queen of Hearts thing. And I think, let me adjust my chair.
You think they get out in front of the Owen?
I think a little bit might be that, but I don't think that that's really where they're going more so. I think that a bigger thing here is they split Natty and Tamina. And Natty is kind of in Big Show territory where she changes heel and face a lot. And there's not a whole lot of people on SmackDown right now that can challenge Charlotte. But Natty can. So if they go with Queen Natalya, the Queen of Hearts, as a babyface on the same brand post Crown Jewel as the Queen Charlotte Flair, you've got a match.
And it's Natty and Charlotte.
It's Natty and Charlotte. Natty's a former champion. She is a baked in Hall of Famer from everything that she's done in her career. Natty can lose to Charlotte. And it's not as jarring of a transition as if you were to go with like Shayna to just turn babyface. Plus, I think Doudrop costs Shayna.
Somebody's gonna cost Shayna, even if it's like Dana and they get her out early. You know, like Dana just decides, I'm not gonna let you get past Doudrop. Because I have it being, it's Doudrop Carmella in the closer. That's what I have it being. I think they give it to Carmella. Because they like to give these things to Carmella.
And that could very easily happen too. I also kind of, to a certain extent, don't think that, and this is maybe it's a little bit of a stretch because they haven't really factored that in before, but we know that they're more than likely going to be covered up. And Carmella, I mean, look at Carmella's outfit. She's certainly not going to be wearing that. It would be a little bit weird if she comes out wearing just like this full body suit, but they've done it before and whatever. I think that Natty has a little bit of something with that whole, like, she had wrestled in Saudi and whatever too. I think it might be Natty against Zelina.
You think Natty wins?
I think Natty wins, yeah. And if they end up just going, all right, Doudrop run, then there goes fucking Natty, all right.
We'll see. You're kind of selling me a bit on Natty. I kind of feel like give it to Zelina because Zelina needs something to do. I don't think Baszler needs it.
No, I don't think Baszler needs it either. And I think that making her queen kind of flies against the badass sort of character that she's got. I also don't think that Doudrop would really walk around doing the queen thing, especially if she's doing the little hand thingy. It's certainly not going to be Dana. Sorry, Dana. I'm not going to pull a Corey Graves here and just shit all over you, but, it's not going to be her compared to some of the other ones.
Well, how do you feel about Liv Morgan?
I'm surprised Liv Morgan didn't beat Carmella because I would have thought Zelina against Liv Morgan would make more sense for the next round. Once Zelina beat Toni Storm, because I also thought that maybe Toni Storm would beat Zelina and it would be like Toni against Liv or Toni against Carmella. Is Vega against Carmella, 2 heels? Curious.
For some reason, I started looking up, like, if Doudrop is to become queen, who can, like, what do they pattern her after, right? Because, when you have kings, sometimes you pattern them after, like, all right, so you're British, so you're just going to be a posh king. Doudrop, there's got to be, like, some kind of fun-loving queen character. Like, she could be, like, a Princess Peach, right? Like,
that good old British Princess Peach.
I'm not saying, I just mean, like, when you put Barrett as the king of the ring, it's like, oh, well, of course he's king, he's British. Who can you pattern, somebody like Doudrop after?
Trying to think of some queen kind of characters. Yeah, I'm blanking.
Yeah, me too.
Drop a comment below. Tell us what your thoughts on who these people should be patterned after. Or, maybe you're like a real historian buff and you're like, actually, Queen Elizabeth the 8th or whatever.
Looks exactly like her. Like,
yeah. What's the current queen's name?
Elizabeth.
Just Elizabeth, though, not like the second or something? Like
the second, yeah. No, it's second.
Okay. I don't follow any of that Regal stuff at all. I don't even go to Regal movies. I go to AMC.
He's a man. Such a man.
He's not winning this tournament, that's for sure.
That's a shame.
But yeah, I think that Liv Morgan is going to cost Carmella her match against Zelina.
Yeah, I could see it.
And then you get Zelina in the, yeah, you get to wrestle in Saudi. This is, we're actually giving you a push, that kind of deal. And then she loses to Natty. We'll find out a little bit more on Monday Night Raw. But speaking of the King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown, remember that there is the Champs Giving tournament going on right now. The King of the Ring determining factors of who is the best. We are on round 3, and you are down to 4 people. We have our semifinals. You're either going to vote for William Regal versus King Booker, or you're going to vote, you're going to vote Stone Cold Steve Austin against the Macho King, Randy Savage.
That to me is a very interesting matchup, because Austin is like the blueprint King of the Ring, even though he never wears the fucking crown. He never does anything like a King of the Ring. It's just everybody can always forever point Austin made himself because he won King of the Ring. And actually, him winning King of the Ring has nothing to do with it. It just so happens he got up on the microphone and said ass. And you laugh, but for real, that is what got him over.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the promo, and it's nothing. Nobody gives it. Okay, Tony, who did he beat? Besides, he beat Jake in the finals, right? Everyone knows that.
Beat Yoko?
He beats Yoko the next month. Who did he beat before he beat Jake?
Oh, yeah, he beat... Did he beat Yoko in the first round?
That's at the pre-show of SummerSlam 2 months later.
And then I guess Savio.
Nope. Well, he beats Savio in the qualifier.
The King of the Ring, 1990s. Yeah, I wouldn't have known. I thought that he beat Yoko. Jake beat Yoko, right?
Jake beat Vader.
God, I'm all over the place. Whoop, there it is.
He beats Mark Barrow.
Wow, man.
Barrow.
So then you got that, and then you got Jake beats Vader, and then Austin beats Jake. But the rest of the tournament, I'm trying to look up the rest of the. Okay, we got so Vader beat Ahmed. Goldust and Ultimate Warrior was a double count out. Hunter Hearst Helmsley lost to Jake. Justin Hawk Bradshaw beat Henry O'Godwin. Stone Cold beat Bob Holly. Savio beat Marty Jannetty. Mark Mara beat Skip. And Owen Hart beat Yoko. Okay.
You know what's insane? Everybody that lost, I'm very fond of them. As you may or may not find out in a month.
Let's see. 1, 2. I mean, almost. I mean, yeah, it's about 50-50. No, actually, it's
except for Vader.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4.
That's insane. You'll find out what we're talking about in a month.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I am not voting for Austin. I'll tell you that. I'm voting for Macho King over Austin, because to me, Austin is not a King of the Ring. He is a guy who won the King of the Ring tournament and immediately stopped being King of the Ring. I know we cut the promo, but he could have cut the promo on any other night. I'm voting Macho King. I am voting King Booker over William Regal. I am purposely, not purposely, that's the wrong word. I am hoping it's Randy against Booker. I have no idea what word I was going to say there. Purposely. Huh. Total brain fart. It's 134. Yeah, so go ahead and vote for that while you can. And, around next Friday, we will be heading into the finals. And we will see how that plays out. I don't even know if anybody's voted at this point for this. Actually, I didn't even vote, so I'm going to do that before I forget about that. Speaking of that, there you go. Submit. Now I've...
Tony has voted.
Edit your response. Let me go here. Yep, okay. I have submitted that. And right now, there are 11 responses. 11.
11? Shit. We're gonna watch. We need to watch. At least Diamonds, but maybe even Moonraker, just for that.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, I said the line.
I did the fucking thing. Yes.
So yeah, vote on that while you can. Let's go talk about the rest of SmackDown. We got some stuff with Happy Talk, which was a complete waste of time other than Madcap Moss is going to tell some jokes. He's got 2 short ones and a long one. Joke. I'm like, God, that's bad.
Did he say joke like that?
Yeah, that was the 2 short jokes and a long one. Joke. I was just like, wow, that's low for even me. You know?
Oh God, that's awful.
This was an episode where outside of the quarterfinal matches, this was pretty much, well, it's just a waste of time promo. Like, we got a, typical contract signing that led to multiple promos afterward about the contract signing. I don't know why WWE likes these fucking contract signings so much, because I can't imagine anybody ever being like, dude, I'm so excited for SmackDown. They're going to sign a contract. It's the same shit every time. I'm going to beat you. No, you're not. I'm going to beat you. Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, let's knock over the table. Every fucking time. So I didn't even watch it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make some pasta. And I did that, and it was a better decision because I skipped forward.
What kind of pasta? Let's stop. What kind of pasta?
Angel hair.
All right.
Angel hair with some homemade spaghetti sauce.
There you go.
We got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Tony D'Angelo told me.
Any meat in the sauce, any meat in the, you get a little bit of sausage. What are we doing here?
Here's the recipe for anybody who wants the most basic, easiest, just it works out super well spaghetti sauce. Caroline and I figured this out after tweaking a couple things. So you get olive oil in a pot, then you saute some onions, you throw in some garlic. After that, mince the garlic, don't just the big cloves. Put a little bit of some kind of seasoning if you want. You could put it in later, just kind of use your discretion of like a little bit of salt, maybe some like Italian seasoning, basil more than anything else, a little bit of pepper. But you put that in there, you get that working, and then you put the tomato paste. So you got tomato paste, the garlic, the onion, the olive oil mostly. Fry that up for a little bit. Get that all, what did Emerald Lagasse used to say? Like, they all become friends or something.
Yep.
They all get to know each other, And then you put in your crushed tomatoes. You're mostly done.
And then you say, bam, because you're Emerald.
Yeah. You put a little bit of butter in it after you're pretty much good to go. Not a ton of butter, but enough to just kind of, bring it all together. There you go.
Love it.
So I got that going on instead of watching the contract signing, and I think that was a better decision because when I fast forward this, I'm like, oh yeah, it's nothing. So we got more.
I'll say about the contract signing though. I do like that Bianca Belair finally
did something.
Had decided to be angry. Yes.
Yeah. We got that. We got promos of like, hey, let's talk and remind everybody about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, as if you forgot about it. The Happy Talk thing was, we're going to start Happy Talk, and Kevin Owens comes out, and then they fight him immediately.
That's it.
Naomi is going to have a match next week against Sonya.
Very good.
Very cool. I like that. It's happening. And May said he's there on SmackDown to annihilate the competition, not to just be, competitor.
Why are they keeping him as Mace?
As Mace, yeah. With the face paint. Instead of the Mace paint.
Maybe it's the Mace paint now.
Should be. So that was SmackDown. The FS1 stuff's coming on. The King of the Ring and Queen's Crown are going to continue on throughout the next couple episodes of stuff. And that's it. That's all the hot tags I got.
You know what? This is a great episode of Hot Tags.
There it is. Remember, everybody, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, ring that little notification bell as well. Hit the like button if you do like this, and also drop your comments below. Tell us about the the volume levels of everything. It did switch midway through. I kind of tweaked it a little bit here. So if you think that the first part of this sounded better than the second part of it, let me know about that too. I just tweaked something on here called the limiter, I think. Or no, I tweaked the input gain from 50 to 40. Maybe it makes a difference.
I'm the lunatic that won't do it unless I can get all the proper shit, right? Like I got the audio interface and I got this and that. And you're just like, I don't know. I've been doing this for years.
I kind of just I know by now that I don't know what I'm doing, so all the more reason. Donate to the Patreon and get somebody who can help me out for many of the things in my life. It's make it or break it. That's what it is. Don't make me break it. Make sure you are following us at Smark Out Moment. Make sure you're following me at Tony Mango. Make sure you're following Rob at Dude Felice.
Yeah, follow me at Dude Felice. Follow me everywhere at Dude Felice. It organically came up during the Wednesday Night War podcast that if AEW was to ever have a Cartoon Network Championship, that would lead to me actually doing a show just based on cartoons. And then I shared the Dude's Tunes logo that I had shared with you months ago on social media, and there seems to be genuine interest. So that's exciting.
Nice.
It's it's all the more work I need to do to keep it going. That and the fact that Streamlabs OBS just took money out of my account because I forgot it's been a year. So yeah, stream coming soon.
You have to subscribe to Streamlabs?
Yeah, that's been a year.
I just use regular OBS. What's the difference?
The difference is Streamlabs. It's just they help you out a little easier, and they it's just a little more integrated with things and a little easier for novices such as myself. So,
probably would be better for me, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll do the other one that's more complicated, and I'll get confused.
But you're smart though, because you don't forget things like I did, and I'm like, oh, why are you taking out this money? What is this? And it's Streamlabs.
Slobs. I always thought that was funny. So stay tuned for whatever Rob's got going on when it comes to that. And next thing you're going to be hearing from us is question marks right now. We don't know. We haven't figured it out.
Well, go over to Fanboys Anonymous, our sister channel, and listen to us review No Time to Die, because that's coming.
That is definitely coming. We'll probably record that on Monday, it seems. And I'm looking forward to talking about that. I'm looking forward for you guys to check out some of the content that we're recording in advance that are going to be released on episodes that are leading through the beginning of November stuff about all these all-time roster kind of content, whatever. That stuff has been a lot of fun to record. I think you guys are in for a nice treat. And if you have any suggestions about what you'd like to see us do for this next episode, the main event is currently just up in the air. I don't know what we're recording next week.
I thought we were doing a mailbag.
No, we are going to do the mailbag combined with the October 27th kind of recording. I figured that makes sense to just do that as the 10-year anniversary live episode with that.
All right. That works for me.
Yep. So, suggestions, drop them in the comments. Maybe we do some kind of Superstar scores or something. I don't know. There's no King of the Ring kind of content that I can think of. I don't think we have time to do a fan outs table of a King of the Ring tournament. But maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
You wanna,
how long's King of the Ring 93?
That's exactly what I was look, if you want to do that right now, hold on. King of the Ring. By the way, 93 is my favorite one. It's a weird pay-per-view that I always go back to. King of the Ring. There's 10 seasons. I hate the way they describe
the season thing too, yeah.
It's 163 minutes. What is that? 2 hours, 2:43.
How long is 96?
96. 4. It's 7 minutes longer.
Block off a 3-hour time frame for this.
Let's see how long 95 is. 95
Possibly.
is currently the shortest with 156 minutes. That's 2.5 hours. And that's 236.
So maybe we do that. I don't know. It'll kind of depend. But if you guys are interested in that too, then let me know. We can try. But if we have some other ideas in the meantime, maybe we'll kind of bounce around with some other topics. We're going to have to try to figure that out pretty soon because, time's going to be ticking away eventually. But
time doesn't exist, Tony. Stop.
I'll tell that to Karrion Kross. Oh, he said something about Scarlett. He said basically I can't say anything. Hold on. Just come on.
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
They're I can't say anything, but you'll see. And then it's, they had nothing. Sorry.
Yeah, 7 months later, it's well, we had this plan and it didn't work out, so then I didn't say anything because it wasn't going to work out anyway. Sorry, guys. But maybe she'll pop up tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Tomorrow's not anything. Well, tomorrow's Saturday. Actually, tomorrow's technically Sunday. Rambling. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. That's 514. Thank you for listening, everybody. We will be rolling along with whatever is happening, and we will see you there. But for now, this has been another Smark out moment, and we're being counted out.